Welcome back. Now that we have our running function doing fantastic work for us, it's time to finalize our app and add our badge next to our number. Let's go back to our front end. We don't have to worry about our Lambda function because we know it's running. Amazon's taking care of it for us. Thank you, Amazon. And we can get back to doing some coding. Now, in here, I want to add a new state that is the emoji state. I could add it to the app.js, but the emoji is not an important state and it should only be handled by rank anyway. So let's change this into a stateful component. I'm going to say class rank extends react.component. And we're going to get rid of this for now. Move everything. Well, we don't need this either. And move everything inside. And make sure that we do the render function here. And wrap it nicely. Perfect. So now that we have the class component, we can start using the this.state by adding the constructor. And in here, again, calling super, which is default. And then this.state is going to equal the emoji, which is going to just be blank to start off with. Now in here, let's say when component mounts, let's do component did mount. So that is when the user initially sees this. Let's have our generate emoji function. So we haven't made this yet, but I will say that we have a generate emoji that accepts the this.props.entries because that's what's going to give us the information of the rank. And again, because we are using now the class structure, we have to make sure that these things are named properly with this.props.entries. All right. Let's save this and do a few more things. Let's create the generate emoji method. The generate emoji method is going to take a count or entries. And what we're going to do here is do a fetch call to our Lambda function. We're going to copy and paste whatever we had, which was the endpoint that we got from our deployment through serverless. And we want to make sure that we add at the end here the query string parameters. So I'm going to do template strings. Remember, special quotes here, so that we can use the question mark, then $ or question mark rank to equal the $ entries. And now we're doing a GET request, and we can simply say .then. We want to get a response. And remember, with a fetch request, we have to make sure that we do the response.json. And then finally do the get the data. And with this data, which is hopefully the emoji, we'll do this.set state. That will have the emoji being updated with the data.input. Because remember, when we go back to our function, we're doing body with an input. And the input is coming with the rank emoji. So we're doing data.input. And just to be safe, let's do a catch here saying console.log if there's any errors. Let's save this. See if we get any errors. We have a few things. Let's see. Have a comma somewhere that shouldn't be there. Where is that? Oh, and that's because this has to have a semicolon. It's an object. There you go. We're setting the state emoji from here with data.input. Let's save. Perfect. And then if we scroll down, let's add here the new badge. I'm going to just copy and paste another div here, and right below the entries, we'll create, let's make it big. I'm going to do F3, or not as big, make it a little smaller. And I'm going to say that this is going to equal rank badge, or we have to make sure it's a string. Let's say rank badge will be this dot props, or make sure we're using template strings here so we get the proper highlighting. Let's try that again. That's better. Rank badge, and then this should be this dot state dot emoji. All right, let's save and see what happens here. I'm going to go back, and I have a rank badge here, but nothing's being displayed. Let's have a look at the console, and I get a bit of an error. I get no access control allow origin. Header is present on the request to source origin. So we've seen this before, right? This is the CORS error that we've talked about in the security section. And just to simplify things, the easiest fix that we can do here, we can make sure that within our handler function, we're going to add a new header. And again, this is something that for now, just because we're playing around, it's fine, but you might want to adjust it, the actual resource that you want to give access to. But we're going to have a access, oops, let's type that again. Control, allow, origin, header. And for now, we're going to allow anybody to access it by using a star. So anybody can access this Lambda function. When we actually deploy our service, our front end, we might actually want to use the domain that we have. For now, let's just leave it a star. Anybody can access this, access control, allow origin. And make sure we add a comma in here. Let's save here. And actually, this should be headers, and make sure that our quotation system is working here. That's better. So access control, allow origin. We're just going to allow anybody to access us for now. I'm going to save, and let's just redeploy this. And while that's deploying, let's make sure we have everything right. Over here, we see that we're doing a fetch call to our rank with query parameters, entries, response JSON, updating set state, and make sure we can spell generate emoji properly. There you go. Let's save that. Everything looks good. We're still deploying over here. All right, we have everything deployed. Now let's test this out. I'm going to go back and refresh, and look at that. We have our rank badge. That is absolutely awesome. Let's see if we can update this and get a better rank. I'm going to just picture, and let's use this one because we've used it so many times. Oops, that's not what we wanted to do. Let's just copy image address, come over here, paste it, detect. All right, the face got detected, the badge got updated, or the entry got updated, but the badge didn't, because we need to make sure that our update happens, and we call the function. So let's go back and fix this. What we want to do here is create a lifecycle hook. And this hook is going to be component did mount. And this component did mount, or I should say component did update. We're going to do a bit of a check. If this component updates, because remember, this component only updates when the emoji, or when the props change, or the emoji changes. But you see here that the generate emoji is only being called on component did mount. So if it doesn't remount again, it's not going to update. So that's a simple fix. Anytime there's a component did update event, I'm just going to say if previous and component did update receives previous props and previous state. And we're just going to grab previous props.entries. If that is going to be the exact same as the this.props.entries, if nothing changes in the entries, well then we don't really care, just return null. You shouldn't really update anything because, well, name and entries, that's the only thing we care about. And maybe check for the name as well. So we'll say previous props.name and this.props.name. And then finally in here, we can say if none of those change, that's fine. Just return null. Otherwise, I want you to always, when the entries change, to do a this.generate emoji with the this.props the new entries. So we want to make sure that we generate that emoji and call that Lambda function. All right, let's give that a go. I'm going to go back. All right, our emoji changed, but let's add another picture. Hey, look at that. We've leveled up to the rocket ship. That's awesome. And let's click detect again. Entries 9, but we're getting undefined. Why is that? It should be giving us a rocket ship for as long as we have the entries. So let's check that out. If we go to network and click detect again. All right, so that's working. If we click again, all right, that's a little strange. All right, everything seems to be working. We have the rocket ship. Everything's good. If we go up to our profile, do view profile, and let's change our name to Teddy. Save. All right, Teddy, your current entry count is 15, and we have a rank badge of the highest badge that we can get. How cool is that? We have ourselves a fully functioning app. We can even sign out. And just for fun, let's enter a new user. I'm going to call him Bobby. And he's going to be b@gmail.com. Password is B. Register. Hey, Bobby, you're still a beginner. You got to work on your entries count. Let's detect. And everything is working. Let's just try this one more time because the first and second badge kind of look similar. If I do this again, there you go. The eyes changed. There you go. Our emoji is constantly upgrading and changing. Congratulations. We've used Amazon Lambda.